Welcome to The Grind. Get ready, it's a new day. I'm Andy Batten. We're going to be dealing with my favorite verse in all of Scripture. It's kind of like the foundation by which everything that I've done in my life and my ministry and my faith journey begins. My dad once told me that there was a critical question that we all had to settle, that at the end of the day we had to answer for ourselves, who is God in our life? And Proverbs is the story of the richest, wisest man who ever lives account to his sons about the cost, the value, and the way to find wisdom. And in the first chapter, Solomon tells his son that fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, that fools lack discipline and despise understanding, that there is this kind of juxtaposition between submitting yourself to the will and the law of God and doing your own thing. And throughout this whole book, this book of wisdom, Solomon's telling his sons what it's going to take for them to avoid calamity in their life, to be able to achieve prosperity, to find health, happiness, and just the fullness of life that he would expect for them. And Solomon has this perspective because his father David was a great king, but he had a personal failure that with Solomon's mom that caused Solomon to come in the world. And to cover up that failure, he had Solomon's mother's husband killed. And so this perspective was really, really unique, because here was this guy that had been born out of a tragedy, out of a failure, and then rose through the ranks to be the king of the country that his father ruled. Now, if you're the bastard son of a king, there's almost no chance that you become his successor. But Solomon was head and shoulders above his brothers, and so he became the ruler. One of the trappings that comes from being successful, one of the trappings that comes from being a king, was that Solomon knew that his brothers, his sisters, were exposed to all kinds of challenges. Because when you're wealthy, when you're famous, everybody wants a piece. And they were always giving a piece of themselves away, always willing to compromise just a little bit. And Solomon, because he feared God, wouldn't compromise, and that's why he ascended to the throne. Now, Solomon knew that his sons were going to have a high probability of having the same experiences that his own brothers and sisters had. And so he wrote this book of wisdom to guide them on their journey. So this whole idea of fearing God, it's kind of foundational. You have to really have a healthy respect for God, and it has to guide and direct your choices in life. Because if you're going to do your own thing, Solomon says that wisdom will laugh when calamity overtakes you. That there's this conversation throughout the whole book or this contrast between wisdom and folly. Both are presented as in the image of a woman, and that both are trying to call out to these young men and offer them something. And Solomon is very, very persistent in this thought that folly is like an adulterous woman. She's going to try to seduce you with all the trappings and all the excitement, and she's going to make you promises, but the whole end game is going to destroy you. On the other hand, wisdom is out in the streets, and she's calling out to everyone, but there's so many of us don't even pay attention to her because it doesn't sound fun, it doesn't sound exciting, it doesn't have the same temptation or the same immediate payoff that folly has. But his perspective to his sons is, do not turn away from wisdom. Learn to love discipline, and you will be happy all the days of your life. So if we're going to start our journey, if we're going to try to find a way to be happy in life, we have to settle this idea: do we want to serve God, or do we want to serve ourselves? And if we choose to serve ourselves, then we're pursuing a path that leads to destruction. Or if we choose to serve God, then our steps are ordered for us. So you got to make that decision for yourself. Do you want to be happy, healthy, wealthy? Do you want to have a family that is blessed and has lots of favor? Or do you want to kind of do your own thing and risk it? You know, the sun shines on the wicked and the good. But Solomon can teach us some valuable lessons about the cost of pursuing foolish ways versus turning away from God's instruction. For me, from an early age, my dad pounded into my head that you're going to make these decisions, that every opportunity and every day that we have choices that we make. And the choices that we make are either going to push us towards or away from the outcome that we want. We all have to decide.
To subscribe to SimonArias.net, follow these simple steps. Go to SimonArias.net. On the homepage, scroll down to the bottom. Where prompted, enter your first name along with your best email address and click Join G.R.I.N.D Messages. Thanks for watching.